Welcome. Today we're going to explore the final, and maybe the most critical step in any radio broadcast. That incredible leap the signal takes from the transmitter to your radio, all thanks to the FM antenna.
Now this is part 14 of a much larger 40-part series on modern broadcast transmission by Virtualization Options LLC. And this chapter is all about that amazing technology responsible for radiating FM signals out to millions and millions of listeners every single day.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get into the physics behind an antenna's design. Then, we'll look at how engineers shape the perfect signal. After that, we'll explore how they crank up the power and reach. And finally, we'll see how it all comes together in the real world.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. Why are FM antennas built with such incredible precision? Well, it all comes down to the laws of physics.
You might be wondering, why can't we just stick any old piece of metal up there and call it a day? I mean, it seems like it should work, right? But it's just not that simple. The reason why has everything to do with the physics of a radio wave itself.
And here's the key. An antenna's physical size has to be perfectly matched to the length of the radio wave it's trying to send. For FM radio, those waves are roughly 3 meters long. That means the antenna elements have to be sized just right, usually about half that length, to efficiently radiate that signal out into the world. It's all about resonance.
Okay, so getting the size right is step one. But believe it or not, that's only half the story. Now we have to actually shape the signal itself so that any radio can pick it up perfectly, no matter how it's oriented.
Think about it for a second. The antenna on your car is probably vertical. But maybe you have a stereo at home with a horizontal antenna. So how do you make sure both get a great signal? Well, engineers use this really brilliant technique called circular polarization. They're basically sending the signal out in both a horizontal and a vertical plane at the exact same time.
And the benefit here is a total game changer. With just a single flat signal, if your antenna isn't aligned just right, you get static, you get dropouts, but circular polarization makes the signal almost three-dimensional, which means you get a solid, consistent signal no matter which way your antenna is pointing.
And that is exactly why it has become the gold standard for FM broadcasting. It guarantees a rock-solid listening experience, whether you're driving down the highway, working in the yard, or just listening at home. It just works.
All right, so we've got the right size and the right shape. Now what? Now we need to talk about power and reach. How do we focus that signal to cover the most listeners possible? This is where the art of gain comes into play.
The concept of antenna gain is actually a lot like using a flashlight. If you just have a bare bulb, the light goes everywhere, right? But if you put a reflector behind it, you focus that light into a tight, bright beam that goes way farther. Well, antennas do the exact same thing, but with radio waves.
Big, high-power stations are always looking for a lot of gain. You'll see numbers like 10 dBd. Now, don't let the term scare you. It's just a way of measuring how much stronger the signal is compared to a super basic antenna. You're not creating new power out of thin air. You're just cleverly focusing all the transmitter's power out toward the horizon where the listeners are.
But, and in engineering, there's always a but, right? There's a trade-off. By focusing all that energy horizontally, you're sending less of it straight up or straight down. For antennas with really high gain, this can actually create some weak spots right at the base of the tower.
So how do they actually do it? How do they get all that gain? It's actually pretty simple in concept. They stack individual antenna elements, they call them bays, one right on top of the other. The more bays you stack up, the more you squeeze and focus that energy out toward the horizon, and the higher your gain. Okay, so let's put all these pieces together. We've talked about size, polarization, and gain. Let's see what this looks like out in the real world, on top of an actual broadcast tower.
So seriously, the next time you drive by one of these giant broadcast towers, don't just see a big metal structure. What you're really looking at is a highly engineered platform specifically designed to support multiple, complex, and perfectly tuned antenna systems all at once. And up on that tower, you're usually going to see one of two main kinds of FM antennas. You have panel antennas, which are great because they mount flat against the tower. And then you have these cool-looking circularly polarized antennas, which are often mounted on arms sticking out from the tower to make sure they get a clear 360-degree signal out to everyone.
Now, you've probably noticed there aren't towers on every street corner. That real estate is incredibly valuable and really limited. So how do multiple powerful radio stations all broadcast from the same spot? They share. They use this incredible piece of technology called a combiner.
It's really an elegant solution. It basically acts like a super specialized traffic cop for radio frequencies.
Each station's signal goes through a filter that's tuned only to its specific frequency. Then, all those isolated signals get merged together onto one giant transmission line that goes up to the shared antenna. It's an amazing bit of engineering.
And you know, all this incredible tech, it's not a set it and forget it kind of deal. Not at all. It requires constant care. Regular maintenance is absolutely critical. From checking the nuts and bolts to making sure the connections are clean. They even measure something called VSW, which is basically a health check to make sure all the power is going out the antenna and not getting wasted.
So when you put it all together, a modern FM antenna is a true masterpiece of physics and engineering. It's built for power, precision, and reliability. But after all that planning, all that science, what's the one thing that can still bring it all tumbling down? The answer, ironically, is nature. Something as simple as ice building up can completely detune the antenna, slash its power, and in a worst-case scenario, cause a catastrophic failure. It's a powerful reminder that even our most advanced technology is still at the mercy of the elements.